Hello, can you hear me? Ken, is it better than last week? Octopus, you were here last week, right? Ken, okay, good. Just a few more minutes, okay? We just hang on for a while. Today got Kahoot, yes. Today got Kahoot, yeah. Long-awaited Kahoot. Okay. Hi, Sigma. Are you Capybara? Hi, Pei Ting. Hi, Jacinta. Hope you all had a good week. Fruitful week, I hope. Like, PSL is gonna be coming soon, right? Hi, user 100. I'm gonna call you user 100, like the Squid Game. You have a user number. You should add a Kahoot icon on the screen. A Kahoot icon on the screen so that people will know that there's Kahoot today. Hi, Lin. Hello. So, okay, today we're gonna go through term 3 system revision. I think it will be a good revision for those who are taking PSLE also. And I think those who are in P5 should be doing electrical system, or you would have already completed electrical system. Jacinta, you are Jacob. Okay, I'll try to remember, but it'll be easier if you change your name to Jacob. Maybe Jacinta is your sister's account or something, right? Okay. Just hang on for one more minute, I guess. Right. Let's wait for a few more people to come in, then I'll get started. Okay. Today I think should be quite a short session, but I'm sure you are looking forward to the Kahoot at the end of the lesson, right? Kyra, hi. You're done with this paper so fast. I mean, today there's lesser question, octopus, right? So I don't think it is a difficult paper. Octopus, are you in P5 or P6? Can we start? Sure. Let's get started. All right, let's start with one question first while waiting for more people to join. Okay, today is a revision on systems, right? So I believe there should be a bit more electrical system question, but they shouldn't be that difficult. I type P6 and it get removed. Primary 6. Okay. I don't know what's wrong with the word P6. Okay. But okay, primary 6. Good. Very hardworking. Right. Okay, let's get started with question 1. Right. Study the circuit diagram below. So this is a parallel circuit, right? Because the battery is here. Right. There is X, Y, and Z. Okay, I don't know what is X, Y, and Z. But I do know that there is about S and about T. Right. So this is a parallel and series circuit, right? Parallel is because there is one loop over here and the other loop over here which electric current can flow through, right? But there is an object here which is connected in series with the rest. Okay, X and bulb S are also connected in series. Bulb T and Y are also connected in series with each other. Okay, because they are right beside each other. So this kind of circuit with a combination of series and parallel usually is a bit more tricky. But in this question, Raju wants to find out which of the three materials, X, Y, and Z, is a conductor of electricity, right? So only bulb S lights up when the switch is closed. So I am going to highlight bulb S because it is the only bulb that lit up, right, when the switch is closed. So what conclusion can we make based on the above observation, right? So the first thing you need to know is hopefully you're able to visualize how the electric current is flowing in order for bulb S to light up, right? So I am going to highlight the path of the electric current. It's going to be flowing through here, and through here. And the question says that bulb P did not light up. Okay, so there is no electric current flowing through here, which is a strong indication that this item over here, right, Y is probably an insulator, right? And X and Z definitely must be a conductor of electricity. Okay, X and Z are conductors of electricity. Okay, so there's no need to spam the answer because I'm sure everybody knows what is the answer, and there's you're not gonna get any achievement for spamming the answer also, right? So okay, electrical conductor, right? Definitely X and Z. So once you understand this, then it's time to make sure you pick up the answer carefully. Okay, sorry, not X and Y, X and Z. Okay. Is there any more X and Z for electrical conductor? No. Okay, insulator will be Y. Okay, clearly it is going to be Y. But the rest doesn't really work out, right? Because electrical conductor is X and Z, right? Okay, so clearly you know that the answer is gonna be number 3, but let me just scroll through and see if there's any question. Let's see. Okay, other than spamming the answers, I'm studying this year, Kitty. You're studying this year for which level? Maybe you let me know. Halfway there. Happy space, halfway where? Oh, you mean about the likes? Okay, so yesterday got 60k likes, yes, but because yesterday was Teacher Jody. Teacher Jody is very popular. I'm not as popular as her. So okay, any question about this electricity question or anything about series circuit, parallel circuit? Right, if you want to ask, I think this is a good chance for you to ask. I'm gonna try and answer any question. Capybara, you're here. No question. Okay, very easy, right? So the answer will be number 3. There's no Kahoot today. You're all gonna leave. Supernova, you wanna trick everyone. So everybody leave, then only left you Supernova. So only you join the Kahoot, then you get the prize. I think nowadays kids are very smart and very clever. So you all will know that it's not very easy to trick people. Okay. Anyway, I'm staying even if there's no Kahoot. Yeah, I think that should be the spirit, right? Capybara. Yes, you should be staying and try to learn, prepare for your exam. I think if you do well for your exam, I'm sure your parents will reward you with even better stuff. Right. Okay, if no question, I will slowly move on to question 2. Nugget cat, I like yapping. Okay, question 2. Kok Leong set up 4 circuit using identical batteries and bulbs in working condition. Okay, so when the question says that the bulbs are in working condition, that means you can rule out that the bulb fuse or there's any issues with the battery. With the bulbs. Okay. Elliot, you have a question? Yes. Okay. Okay, I try to focus on the chat first. Keaton, okay, I did science exam today and it's really easy. Okay, that's good. Hold on, I'm still waiting for Elliot's question. Capybara, I'm drinking it. Drinking what? Third place $1,000 for Kahoot. Then I'm not gonna host the live. I'm just gonna join the Kahoot also. Elliot is my friend name. Wait, where did Elliot go? Like, Elliot left me hanging. I'm waiting for his question, but like, I don't know where Elliot go. Okay, anyway, I will try to pay attention to the chat while I'm going through this question at the same time. Oh, okay, Elliot. So basically, what will happen if a bulb breaks and is a closed circuit? Okay, because when you say when a bulb breaks, I don't know which part of it broke, and a short circuit is not tested in primary school syllabus, so I'm not gonna touch on things that are not within the syllabus because it's not gonna I'm gonna waste time explaining it. Yes, Flying Goddess. Okay. Okay, I'll try to explain the idea of short circuit if I have the chance. But let me go through this question first. If not, if I keep yapping, then I'm sure Jacob is gonna tell me to hurry up again already. All right. So, okay, let's take a look at these four circuit A, B, C, D. Right, they are connected in different arrangement. We can see A is connected in parallel, right? B is in series. D is in parallel. Okay, so I'm gonna write a P for parallel, S for series, right? At least you can know the arrangement. Then next, hopefully you all know how to allocate the unit for the brightness. For example, if there's two batteries here, you can think of it as 2 units, or I prefer to think of it as 2 volts. Okay, and in a parallel circuit, they will have the same brightness. All right, so they both will have a brightness of 2 volt. Okay, so for B, because it is a series circuit, so remember in series circuit they will share the electric current, right? So each bulb will have a brightness of about 2/3 volt, okay, which is less than 1 volt, right? This is 2 volt. So if you understand how it works, right, this is going to share a series circuit, and this is 2 volt, right? Each battery will have a brightness of 2 volt, and 2 volt. Okay, so if you understand how to allocate this unit method to see brightness, you are going to be able to solve this kind of question easily. Okay, so if the question asks you which bulbs in the two circuits have the same brightness, all right, is, I think, very clearly, okay, A and D, right? Because the brightness of B is 2/3 B, and the brightness of C is 1B. So we know that the dimmest is circuit B, right? And then the brightest will be A and D. Okay, so we're gonna pick A and D. A and D is option 2, right? So, okay, answer will be option 2. And then maybe let me spend some time to talk about, okay, let me scroll through to see if there's any question or not. Okay. Second place, $1 billion. Yeah, okay, Elliot, I'm not so sure if what you said about short circuit is fused, like what Nugget Cat said. Okay, so because if you say that the bulb broke, I don't know which part broke, but I can explain about the short circuit. The short circuit is, can talk louder. Okay, I'll try to talk louder. I'm just worried that I'm like a bit soft. Okay. Okay, no question, right? If there's no question, let me roughly explain about what is a short circuit. Okay, a short circuit is when the electricity has a straight path that returns to the battery. So for example, if for circuit A, okay, I'm going to erase away all this. For circuit A, if I were to draw a wire over here, okay, a lot of students like to do this when drawing a circuit diagram. Okay, this is a short circuit because the electric current will flow through the wire and go back. So none of the bulbs will light up. Okay, this is one example of a short circuit. This is also another example. You can draw a wire over here. Right, this is a bit more obvious as a short circuit. Okay, sure, parallel circuit is brighter than series circuit. Yes, okay, for let's say if you're talking about 2 light bulb connected in parallel and 2 light bulb connected in series, yes, Nugget Cat, you're correct. A parallel circuit, the bulbs will be brighter. So this is kind of like one of the advantage of a parallel circuit, right? Okay, so Elliot, right, I gave you 2 examples of, okay, a short circuit. I hope you understand what is a short circuit, but even if you don't, okay, don't worry about it because you are not tested on short circuit, all right? But I think it's good to know, okay? Okay, any more question? Get to work, yes, let's all get to work. No, okay, good. Then I'm gonna move on to next question. All right, question 3. what level of education is this? We are going through questions for primary 5. Okay, of course, if you're taking PSLE this year, you can also go through because you will be tested on system also. But we're just going through primary school level science, avocado. Secondary 6. Is there such a thing as secondary 6? I think there's only secondary 5, but no secondary 6. Okay, but during my time, there is actually primary 7. I don't know if you all heard of primary 7 before, but during my time, there actually is primary 7. Okay, but anyway, let's go on to question 3. Okay, the diagram shows part of a stem of a small tree with a ring of bark that is removed. Okay, so very classical question, right? So okay, whenever you see the question say a ring of bark is removed, then it's either the food carrying tube or the water carrying tube that is removed, right? And so you got to pay attention to the question and find out which tube is removed. So removing the ring of bark takes away the food carrying tube. Okay, so now you know that the food carrying tube has been removed over here. So okay, but not the water carrying tube, right? So over here, the question also emphasized that it's not the water carrying tube. So you know that water, right, can still flow into the leaf. Can still flow into the leaf. Okay, no problem. But whereas for food, right, food that is made by the leaf, right, is gonna be stuck here, and then food that is made by this leaf can transport down. Okay, it's gonna be stuck here also. Okay, it's not gonna go past this part here because the food okay carrying tube okay is removed. Okay, so water carrying tube is still present, right? So once you're clear, then let's proceed on with the question. The question is asking, what will be the effect after some time, okay, after the ring of bark is removed? So let's read through the options one by one. Okay, I'm sure by now, all you smart kids out there will know what is the answer already. But number 1, okay, what is wrong with number 1, the answer? Okay, leaf X will wilt because it cannot receive water from the roots. Okay, this is definitely wrong. It is because it says cannot receive water from the roots, right? But this is wrong because the water carrying tubes are present. Okay, water carrying tube is present. Okay, so answer is definitely not number 1. What about number 2? Okay, number 2 says that leaf Y will wilt because it cannot receive food, but okay, cannot receive food from the leaves above the ring. But leaf Y itself can make food, right? Okay, it can make food because it can receive water. Make food as it can receive water. So I'm sure you'll be able to take in carbon dioxide from the surrounding also. Okay, everything looks fine for leaf Y, so no reason why it cannot make its own food. And it doesn't really need to receive food from other leaves. Okay, so it's not like the roots, but the roots will need to receive food from the leaves. Okay, so number 2 is also out. Y can make food. Okay, what about number 3? The lower part of the stem will be swollen. The lower part will be swollen because water is accumulated there. Okay, but the water carrying tube is not removed, right? And then usually water will not be accumulated around here. It is always the food that is accumulated, right? So option 3 is also right, wrong. And now we know the answer is definitely option 4. Okay, both upper and lower parts of the stem will be swollen. Okay, why does the upper and lower parts will be swollen, right? Because the food is accumulated there. Okay, I think just now I already briefly talked about it, right? Because the food, okay, can travel here, but it will be stuck here, right? It will not move anywhere because over here, okay, the food carrying tube has been removed. I'm P6, but I forgot what's wilt. You're giving me a heart attack. Who is that? Wait, who's the one that said you forgot what is wilt? Oh no, I missed your name. But what's wilt? Okay, Won Yang. Okay, wilt means like the plant that died. Okay. Won Yang. Are you like Korean or something? You haven't revised. Revise for what? I mean, what do you need to revise for? Can you see question 1 and 2? Okay, I try not to scroll up, because if I scroll up, then I will hold up everybody's time. Maybe later at the end, if we have time, I'll scroll up to question 1 and 2. Okay, Ethan, right? It's the same as Witter. Yes, question mark is the same as Witter. Right, we are definitely doing science, not mathematics, not Tamil, not Chinese. I hope Wong Young, at least you can recognize that. I play Pokemon Go, so I know the feeling of spamming. You got 2 seconds? No, we don't do but I think there is a like secondary math TikTok live also by Angeline, right? Teacher Angeline. So you can join that also, MFBMS. Okay, no question. Any question about the plant transport system? Okay, everyone very like eager to get to the Kahoot, right? But okay, I still have to stick to the time, right? So and try to start the Kahoot at maybe about 7:50. All right. Okay, if no question, we move on to the part B, right? The OEQ section. OEQ section, I think, shouldn't be difficult also. So let's start with the question 4. Okay, in the diagram below, the arrows represent the flow of blood in the human body. All right. So by now, you should be very familiar with this combination of respiratory system and circulatory system. Is this a P5 question? Yes. Right, this is part of your P5 system question. Okay, it can also appear in P6. All right, so okay, you see the lungs, you see your heart, right, which will pump blood around your body, and then your head will use up the oxygen, right? You will respire. Okay, let me just go through some recap. The first arrow that I look for is usually E. Okay, because this is where oxygen in E is higher than F. Yes, definitely. Okay, because at the lungs, you will take in the oxygen, right? The oxygen will travel through E. Okay, so the blood that is rich in oxygen will travel through E, and then let me highlight it in yellow, right? Flow through G to the heart, okay, or the rest of the body, and then the head will respire, okay, carry out respiration. Yes, Octopus, I think everybody knows that the blood in E has more oxygen than F, but I'm just gonna do a recap in case Wong Yong, right, don't know, right? We have to consider those that don't know what's happening. Okay, then respire will use up oxygen, right? Okay, let me put a bracket. Okay, use up the oxygen. Okay, and then oh, Wong Yong, you know. Okay. Okay, flow through H. So over here at H, right, it will be rich in carbon dioxide, CO2. All right, and then all the blood that is rich in carbon dioxide will flow through F. Okay, go back to your lungs, and then your lungs you will breathe out, right, and then all the carbon dioxide, CO2 will be pushed out of your body. All right. So part A, I'm sure you already know what is the answer. What is the difference in the amount of oxygen in blood E versus F? Okay, they are just asking for difference. So remember, just do some simple comparison, right? So the answer will be just now. Okay, who wrote the answer? But never mind. Okay, I can also write the blood in E. Okay, contains. Oops. Okay, contains more oxygen. Okay, than the blood. Okay, in is it F? Yeah, F. Okay, we are comparing E and F. All right. Okay, pretty straightforward for part A. But part B, they're asking you why is there lesser oxygen in the blood at H compared to G? Okay, H compared to G, why is there lesser oxygen in H? Right, just now I already briefly explained, oh, the fake teacher Jody is here, or the clone teacher Jody. Fake doesn't sound so nice. Okay, so I'm gonna call you the clone teacher Jody. Right, so why is there lesser oxygen? Okay, this one I've already explained, right? Because you can think of the cells in the head. Okay, but in P5 you are no longer tested about cells, but P6 you are still tested on cells, right? So I'm just gonna write cells in head will carry out respiration. Okay, because at the time a student asked me what is respire. So clone means like a duplicate. When we say clone means like you duplicate something. That's why they people are cloning that. That was a long time ago, but cloning sheep, right? I don't know if we have already gone to the stage of cloning human or what, but okay. So I think we can answer part B already. Okay, shouldn't be too difficult because you already know what is going on, right? So I'm gonna say the head uses oxygen during respiration. Okay, remember to mention the process of respiration. Okay, during respiration, okay, you can say of the cells, right? Okay, if you're in P5, there's no need to write about cells because you are no longer tested on cells, right? But if you're in P6, okay, I would think that it will be better to talk about cells. All right. Okay. Any question about respiration, about the transport system, about why does the blood in H, right? Why does it have lesser oxygen? Okay, no question. We can slowly move on to part C. Let's go. Yes. Okay, let's go. Right. Part C. Explain how. Can you all see now? You can. Explain how the respiratory system works with the circulatory system to help a person run during a race. Okay, so when running, it is like strenuous activity or vigorous activity, right? So you will need more energy, right? When you run, okay, need. I'm gonna try and squeeze it here. More energy, right? So the respiratory system, what is it responsible for, right? To bring instead of saying bring in oxygen and give out carbon dioxide, right? It's easier to say to carry out gaseous exchange. Okay, and then the role of the circulatory system will be to circulate the substances, right, around the body, okay, and then get rid of all the waste quickly also. Okay, I'm gonna say circulate. Okay, in this case, I'm gonna use oxygen, right? So it's easier for y'all to relate to this question. All right. Okay, oxygen and carbon dioxide, yes, zero, right? So that's what the respiratory system does, right? Exchange of gases. Okay, then we can start to answer this question. We can start to talk about what the respiratory system does, right? Increase the rate of gaseous exchange, and then after that, you say it will so that more oxygen is taken into the lungs, into the bloodstream, which will be pumped around the body by the heart. All right, and then also to get rid of to make sure the carbon dioxide circulates back to the lungs to be removed faster. Okay, so these are like ways these are the key points that you should deliver when answering this question. Okay, so the respiratory system AGrader Learning Center, can I get a pay raise? AGrader Learning Center treats us very well. We just got a pay raise. Respiratory system increases the rate of gaseous exchange. Right, so more oxygen is taken in by the lungs. Okay, so the lungs refers to the respiratory system, shows that you're talking about the respiratory system, right? Okay, but make sure you say the oxygen is taken into the bloodstream. Okay, and then you can say the blood rich in oxygen, or but I'm not gonna write too much. Okay, so I'm gonna say into the bloodstream and transported to all parts of the body by the heart. Okay, then after that, talk about carbon dioxide also. Okay, it's also wrong spelling. Okay, circulated back to the lungs. Okay, to be removed. Can you all see or not? I think can. Okay, to be removed faster. Okay, so the key points that you need to deliver is first talk about the respiratory system, right? You can say increases the rate of gaseous exchange, right? So more oxygen is taken in by the lungs, and then it will go into your bloodstream, which is then transported, or you can say that the heart will pump the blood that is rich in oxygen, to all parts of the body. And lastly, right, talk about the carbon dioxide that is also being removed as it is circulated back to the lungs. All right, so exchange of gases is done quickly, right, so that you can increase the rate of respiration, right? Okay, and then you will be able to run at a very high rate. No relaxing. Wow, teacher Capybara says that you need to do more, be serious, give your best. Okay, any question about your circulatory system? Okay, no question. Is Han? Yes, there's Kahoot today. So stay with me, Han. All right, until about 7:45 or 7:50. Right? No. Okay, good. Let's move on to part B. Wait, not done. Okay, sorry. Wait, Flying Goddess is not done. Question. Okay, Nugget Cat. What question? Quick, you just type. Yes. Nugget Cat. I'm looking at you. Stop cheering me. Quick, give me your question. What gift will I get if you win the Kahoot? I actually have no idea, okay, what gift you will get, but I do know that it is selected by the admins. So when you drop in the message, right, and then the admins will give you a random gift. I don't know, maybe you can ask the admin. Or Supernova, you got a pop mart. You got third and you got a pop mart. You sure? Okay, wow, so good. Okay, wait, who is not done yet? Is it done? I think I've left it here for quite long already. Okay. You want a notebook? Like the paper notebook, is it 0FX? Sure. If you win the Kahoot, I'll personally send you a paper notebook, but not a laptop. Okay, let's move on to part D, right? Part D, the arrow. The arrows show blood entering and leaving the small intestine. Okay, sure. So I'm sure you all know what the small intestine does, right? So the small intestine is where they will absorb, okay, digest the food. Okay, so digested food is absorbed at the small intestine. So the question is, at which point, okay, at which point R or S is there more digested food in the blood, and then give a reason why. Okay, so I'm sure it is going to be point S, okay, because the digested food will be absorbed into the okay, wait, how does okay, I'm a bit confused, but never mind. I'm gonna write digested food, right? It's gonna be absorbed into the bloodstream. So I will visualize the blood flowing through over here, from here to here, right? Okay, so once it is absorbed into the bloodstream, then definitely over here S will have more food, okay, and then over here point R, okay, will have less food, right? Okay, makes sense, right? So flow through the small intestine, right? You absorb all the digested food, right? And then flow out. So here we have more food, okay? So easy. Let's write down the answer. So at which point? So definitely point S. Okay, you need to give a reason also. So the reason will be talk about what the small intestine does, right? So the small intestine, okay, absorbs the digested food, okay, into the blood vessels, okay. All right, very easy. As long as you know what is the function of the small intestine, then is gonna be easy. Okay, any question? Wait, Kabibara, you're saying it's point R, but why would it be point R? Do you have a strong reason to say that it is point R? Okay, scare me. I thought I make a careless mistake. No, sometimes when students say that it is something, then I will doubt myself, because kids nowadays are very smart, and then you are always trying to pick my mistake. Okay, very easy, right? So Lin says move on, so let's move on, right? Okay, question 5, I think also shouldn't be too difficult. A very typical plant transport system question again. Is more digest. Wait, what more digest? Okay. Wait, sorry, Nugget Cat, I don't understand what you're talking about. Okay, let me move on, right? So question 5, Jia left a plant with white flowers standing in a beaker of red colored water for 1 hour. Okay, I'm sure you know what will happen, right? Because eventually the white flower is going to turn, okay, red. All right, so it's going to turn red, and then after 1 hour, she cut a section of the stem and observed that there are red dots, okay, as shown, right? So the red dots is the water carrying tube. So luckily, okay, hold on, water carrying, right, tubes. Luckily, you don't need to remember the position of the food carrying tube and water carrying tube anymore, right? Because it's no longer tested. But I think it's good to know also the outer, right, is the food carrying tube, all right? So part A wants you to name the part of the stem that was stained red. Name the part of the stem that's stained red and state its function. Okay, so there are two things you need to talk about. Number one is name the part and talk about the function. Okay, so read carefully. Yes, Han. So it's definitely the water carrying tube. So I'm gonna write down the name, water carrying tubes. Well, I got three answers. It transports water and mineral salt from the roots to all parts of the plant. Okay, well done. Zoe, right? Okay. The water. I think the messages are scrolling too fast, so I cannot copy your answer. Water carrying tubes taking mineral water and salt, taking mineral water and salt. Okay, I'm not so sure if that's the best answer. Transports water absorbed from the roots to all parts of the plant. Kara, I think that is a very good answer. Wait, did you say this is not tested? No, I never. Octopus, I'm saying that the position of the tubes is no longer tested. Not this is not tested. Okay. Right. So water carrying tube. Yes, I think a lot of you already know what is the function of the water carrying tube. Okay, let me write it down first. Carrying tubes. Okay, transport. Okay, you can say water, and if you want to add in minerals, okay, mineral salt also can, right? From the roots. How come today I never see Paige? Paige is not here today. Okay, from the roots to all parts of the plant. Do you remember me? I'm Kayla. I don't know if I remember anyone like Kayla. I'm not sure if I taught you before or something. Okay, Giselle, the part that was stained red is the water carrying tube as it carries water to all parts of the plant. Okay, Giselle, I'm not sure if you're answering the part A, because part A, they are not asking you what is the. Actually, they ask you to name the part of the stem that's stained red. Okay, the part that's stained red is okay. I think you already identified and carries water to all parts of the plant. Okay, I think be careful. It's good to add in carry water from the roots. Okay, water and mineral salt. Okay, it's either water or water and mineral salts are fine. Okay, but try to add in from the roots to all parts of the plant. I was in your life most of the time. You said you try to remember my. I try to remember a lot of your names, but I'm getting old and memory is not one of my best things. So if you want, you can try to help me. Okay, Kara, I try to remember you. Okay, you are. Wait, what is your name again? Am I frozen? Wait, am I? Okay, I'm looking at the live, so I'm still moving. Maybe it's just a lag. Okay, so just bear with me for a while. Okay, but let's quickly move on to the last question. Just realized that we are already cannot see me. Am I having a bad Wi-Fi? I don't know, because I'm looking at the live now and it looks okay. No audio. But some say I'm fine, some say I'm not. So maybe it's just like I don't know what you call it. Okay. All right, so let's quickly move on to this question. I'm sure y'all are looking forward to not me, but the Kahoot. Okay, Jian prepared two setups for an experiment as shown below. Okay, so looking at the two setups, right, we can see the changed variable. The changed variable is, I'm not sure if this is the salary, but the size is the changed variable, right? It is different. Okay, this is smaller, right? This is obviously bigger. All right, so if they ask you to state the change variable for the experiment, okay, you can say the size of the stem or the thickness of the stem. All right. Okay, so I'm gonna go with thickness of the stem. Okay, I don't think we can play team mode because we need a winner. We need the top 3 winner for them to be a prize. All right. So, okay, then next part. Jian removed the outer ring of the stem. Okay, usually when they say outer ring, it means the food carrying tube. But remember to read on. Okay, because usually they will specifically tell you that the food carrying tubes were removed, okay, while the water carrying tubes remain intact, right? So can put size of the stem. Yes, Pei Ting, you can say the size of the stem, no problem, right? Thickness of the stem or size of the stem is also fine, okay? Okay, explain why. Okay, let me scroll up a bit so that we can see the next question. Okay, explain why removing the outer ring will cause swelling above the cut section. Okay, so I think just now I already briefly explained, right? Because if you remove the food carrying tube, okay, if the food carrying tube is removed, okay, then the food that is made by the leaf, right, cannot be transported, so it will be accumulated here. Right, that's why it will swell up. Okay, Sanrio, yes, food accumulated above the region and swell up. Yes, okay, good. So we're gonna explain, but when you are explaining, remember to say that the food carrying tube is removed. All right, so explain why removing the outer ring. So as the food carrying tubes, were removed. Okay, then food made by the leaves cannot be transported. Cannot be transported to the roots. Below the cut. Okay, I'm gonna write a bit more. So food. And caused the swelling. Okay, so remember to say the food carrying tubes were removed, right? So once you establish that, then we know that the food that is made by the leaves cannot be transported to the roots. Okay, below the cut. All right. So that's the case. Then the food that's made by the leaf will be accumulated right over here and cause the swelling. Okay, so again, this one is a very, I think, classical question already, very standard question. By now, hopefully, you all should know how to answer. That question always come out. You always get it wrong. Yes, 0. So it's time for you to get it correct. All right. Okay, let's quickly move on to the last question, part D. Okay, Jian observed that the plant died. Okay, even though she watered the plant daily. So give a reason, right? So the main reason the plant died is because the cut is over here. Okay, let me draw a line over here, right? So there is, okay, you can see the diagram, right? Cut. Okay, so eventually the roots are not gonna get any food, right? So the roots cannot get food, right? So if the roots cannot get food, eventually the roots will die, right? So if the roots die, then the plant cannot take in water, right? So cannot take in water, then unfortunately it's not gonna survive, right? So that's the whole idea. Once you understand this, then okay, we can quickly write down the answer, right? So okay, so give a reason. I'm gonna say as the roots, okay, will not be able to receive food, okay, made by the leaves, okay, as the food carrying tube, okay, carrying tube, okay, were removed, okay, then okay, the roots die, and okay, the plant cannot okay take in water, okay, and will die. Okay, I can actually go on, but okay, and will die. I will just cut it short over here, right? Okay, so the main idea to deliver is that the roots will not okay receive food, right? Because the food carrying tube were removed. So the roots will die, and eventually the plant cannot take in water, right? Okay, so unfortunately we're not gonna play Bluecard because I don't know how to use Bluecard. We don't have a game created in Bluecard, right? We actually have a game prepared for Kahoot, right? Unless you're okay with no prizes, but even if you're okay with no prizes, I'm not gonna play Kahoot. I'm not gonna play Booklet, okay? Because we're not prepared for it. All right. So, okay, Kahoot, it shall be, right? Any question? No, I never said no Kahoot. I said no Bluecard or whatever that is. I mean, I know what is that lah. It's like another version of Kahoot, but. And then he said, "I'm sorry." Yes, okay. I said I'm sorry. Yep, because we're not prepared for it. We prepared the Kahoot. I'm sure it's fun. I never say it's not fun, but what I'm trying to say is I'm not prepared for it. Okay, any question before we move on? Why if leaves die first, the plant will not die, unlike the roots? Okay, I think that is a very complicated question. I don't know if I will answer it well because like during winter time, the tree will also drop away all the leaves, right? But they will still be able to absorb water, I think, eventually. So once they're able to absorb water, then they will be able to regrow the leaves. I think that's what you're trying to ask, okay? But if the roots die, no water, then all living things need water to survive, right? That's going to be very bad. Okay, so I think no more question. We better quickly move on to the Kahoot. Okay, okay, I spent time to prepare this Kahoot, so I hope you will like it. And all right, the pin is here. I'm gonna type it in 635296. Okay. Okay, 635296. All right, so that one is the Kahoot pin number. Okay, not my phone number. Don't try to call me using that. Oh, Flying Goddess, bye. Why aren't you staying for the Kahoot? I thought like you wait for so long is just to join the Kahoot and so they can win some prize. Okay, let me drink some water first. Okay. I don't hear any music. But okay, there's about 37. I will just wait for 1 more minute. Play groups of three Kahoot. Wait, what is groups of three Kahoot? Okay, I think I am going to start like what Jacinta suggests. Okay, let's go. Those who I think want to join can still key in the pin to join halfway. But if you miss out one question, I think you will be at a disadvantage. All right. The lights on the Christmas tree are connected in series. True or false? Okay, it is false. I actually said this question. Okay, if it is connected in series, that will be a bad idea because if one of the bulb fuses, then everything will not work anymore, right? So it's all connected in parallel. Okay, what's a good way to conserve electricity? Catch Pikachu. Hmm. Okay. SHH. I don't know how to answer which is better. I'm sure every tuition center will have their pros and cons. Some will be better in this. Some will be better in that. Right. So it depends on what you're looking out for. So okay, this question quite a lot of people got it wrong. But 19 of your flush toilet bowl to save electricity. Well done. Extremely smart. I'm so impressed. This way of using electricity safe. I hope you are not using electricity this way because that is a recipe for disaster. But anyway, even if you overload like this, okay, it will cause your circuit breaker to trip lah, and then you will not be able to turn on your stuff unless you remove things. Okay, so good. You can recognize that that is absolutely not a safe way to do things. Very safe, guys. Han trying to be sarcastic. Which part of the bulb is the filament? Place a pin on the part. Wow, a very big bulb. Media Queen. No. Oh no, so many. Okay, so the filament is the top part. All right. Jacob Lee is in the first place. Doe is in the second, and JJ is the third. You like to death, but you're still alive because you're still talking. This is my worst topic. Okay, electricity. Oh, okay. In a series, okay, when more buffs are added in series, what will happen to the brightness? Change color, definitely. Right. Okay, good. Yes, it will become dimmer, right? So you need to remember the characteristics of a series circuit and also a parallel circuit. We hate electricity, but I love electricity. 0 and you're in 21st. I think if you're in 21st, I think the chances of getting top is gonna be low. Okay, yes, parallel circuit, right? Remember, remains the same, right? It will not become brighter. Okay, top 3 are kind of like not changing spot, but okay, I think you'll still have a chance because the last question is gonna be double points. Okay, which bulb when fused okay, provided the switch is closed, right, will cause all the bulbs to not light up. Not bad, 30 of you got it correct. But there's a change in the second spot, right? Okay, so next. Last question, double point. Okay, last chance for you to catch up. This one, if you attended my live in the last session, you should find this question familiar. This question actually came out in my worksheet in the last live. So okay, it's a bit too late because only left 10 seconds. I was about to say if you have the worksheet, you can actually refer to it. I don't remember what's the answer, but okay, it is S1 and S3. Let's see who is in a top 3 placing. Okay, third place is Edric. Second place is Teacher Jolie. First place is Jacob. Okay, so first 3 placing, right? Okay, remember to take a screenshot. Okay, if you're are gonna hold on. Okay, I don't know where is the thing for the Kahoot. Oh no, I think I need to go and edit next time. Okay, not the see you next live. Okay, not this, but okay, you can send a message to the like TikTok account, right? Or drop us a message. What is okay, Pricey? I'm not sure what you're talking about, but don't try to be funny. All right. Okay. Any other question? If no question, I think we are done for today. So those who got top 3 placing, remember to claim your prize. I hope you all like the prize. All right. Then I'm gonna see you all in the next live. All right. So remember to study hard. I think your test should be coming, right? Okay. Study hard and enjoy your National Day on this coming Saturday, right? I think so because this coming Saturday I got no lesson. All right. Okay. Bye. Have fun. Work hard.